Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to West Coast Sim Racing's MultiClass series. Tonight we're coming at you live from the historic Hockenheimring here in Germany, a venue that's hosted some of the most iconic moments in motorsports. Tonight it's GT3s and GT4s that both take to the track here. Should have at least a full pace lap, hopefully, to get these tire temps, tire pressures, as well as brakes all work to optimum conditions here. My name is Sean Sam. You have joined in live here on Stam Studio Network. Daniel Higgins is going to take away the pole here tonight from this 2.8 mile, 16 turn, very tough, very treacherous circuit. Looks like Ali Xay is going to start right on his outside. Jake Steckler, very nice qualifying effort. He'll start third. Brandon Birch will start right beside him. Real quick before we get to some live racing action here, we'll get back and through the field here. For our race results, our qualifying results. Looks like Adrian Gutierrez, he'll start 6th overall here tonight. Josh Hunter will start 7th, and then we go to the GT4 field. Split classes here, split starts. Andrew Bound, he'll take away the GT4 pole. Amethyst Reist, Joe Rainey, Andreas Profana, Lewis Holloway, and Darren Colby rounding out our field here tonight. All right, let us know who your race picks are to win here, this puppy. We are on and through the gas, through the gears we go, heading into the tough, treacherous turn 1. Looks like these GT3 machines are all able to pretty much get to a nice, clean, and cordial start. There you see the GT4s, though. That'll be the story to watch as we start to, we'll single it back out down to 2. Speaking of single it back outs, single file runs here down into turn 1 for the GT4 class, except here for Andreas Profana, Lewis Holloway starting to go side by side for 4th and 5th in class. Daniel Higgins starts to stretch his legs in the lead of the GT3 class up out here in the front of the West Coast Sim Racing Multi-Class League. Here comes Adrian Gutierrez. He's going to try it down the inside line. He's got it clear right now over Josh Hunter. Josh missed the mark in qualifying. That Porsche, who has had tremendous pace this season, he's going to end up starting last place. Brandon Birch ends up continuing to run right where he started. But here comes a hard-charging Josh Hunter. He's going to try it in the inside. He will think better of it here. This Audi GT3, quite a GT3 that we don't see too often here within the iRacing series. Well, he's going to gain 2 spots as the drop of the green. Here we go back to the GT4 class right here beside him. Andrew Bound, he's going to continue to stretch his legs out for the race lead. Amethyst Reist, Joe Rainey, don't count him out just yet. Joe, he's gained also 1 spot since the drop of the green. League owner here, Warren Johnson, he's had a great start. You know who hasn't, though? Darren Colby, who is out, down, and around. Andreas Profana and Lewis Holloway also had incidents right before Darren's incidents. I'm wondering if Darren Colby just had nowhere to go. There's Andreas Profana. That's a shiny Dynaco machine. Oh, Andreas goes way deep into the braking zone, so that's a separate incident of Lewis Holloway. Lewis Holloway, he's able to keep his machine going clean, green, and mean here. We'll have to see what happens to Lewis. The same turn here, I believe it was, where we saw the Dynaco machine just go Mach 2 off of the racetrack. Lewis has to dive it down the inside. He just comes to enough of a slow down there that I think the timing and scoring did think that he had an incident, but you know who did? Darren Colby will hop on board here and see what happened. Just got on the throttle a little bit too quick. That machine got yawed out a little too much of that AMG. Darren Colby, he'll fall back to, let's see, that's 7th in class, but it is not the end of the race here for Darren Colby, as we do have that competition caution 15 minutes into the race. Ali Exeg continuing to run right where he started, but look at this, Darren Colby, he's starting to show some paces tonight in his GT3 Porsche 911 machine. Nico, he's gained 2 spots early on. I believe we have the virtual live cam on board with Nico here. We'll hop on board with him. GT3s, they're not, the suspension, it's a little bit more tough and stiff than the GT4s behind them, as well as the Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. If you're a Nico Colby fan, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you can vote YouthAthleteOfTheYear.org. This man is up in the running boards here. Right there behind him, Brandon Birch, VehicleBuyers.com Midnight Machine. Birch, he continues to run forth, but here comes that hard charging Josh Hunter. Josh, he's ran some Ford Mustangs this season. He's ran some also some Porsche 911s this weekend. Once again, we see him in the Audi GT3 machine. Josh, he continues to work his way through this GT3 pack, though. Right now, he's hounding Brandon Birch. Brandon, nice run this season. Will we see a move down the inside for Josh Hunter? Most certainly looks like it. He's down inside door. Quarter, now he's clear. Man, what a send. Nicely done there for Josh Hunter. About it, Daniel Higgins continuing to run away with it. But Ali Exeg, he's only 1.6 seconds back. Nico Colby's got his pilot's license here tonight, as those left side tires last turn were completely lifted up and off of the racetrack. Nico's gonna find himself running wide. I think we have some live, no! That is a first time in OSSN history. No live driver cameras here tonight. But Josh Hunter as well as Brandon Birch, they continue to put on nice battle here for 4th and 5th. There's Darren Colby here. After going for a little bit of a slip and slide earlier on in the race, he'll drop down to P. Once again, this is 7th in class, but don't, oh man, I was gonna say don't count him. Okay, he was just given a point by there. So come to a slower rate of speed there on the exit of turn number 16. Darren Colby, I believe we do have some wave rounds here tonight, so it is not the end of Darren's race here. Oh my goodness gracious! Lead lap traffic there coming at about Mach 2 rate of speed here. Back up here to the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Not overall, but as well as in the GT3 class. Gonna hop on board with Nico Colby. Here we're off on board with Josh Hunter. Driver that continues to slice and dice his way through the lead pack. I would say right about now at this moment in the race, if you joined us in the vertical broadcast, well, there is no vertical broadcast tonight, but make sure that you do bump the quality here to 1440p. That is something you can do with that little gear icon in the top right or bottom right of your screen. Also shouting out the sponsors and affiliates in the top right of our screen that make this possible to come at you here week in and week out here on Stam Studio Network. Josh Hunter, he continues to hound Nico Colby. Nico Colby continues to hound Ali Exeg right here. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all up for grabs. Got Moonlight Dancer, we got Terry down there live in the old YouTube chat. Appreciate the fans here continuing to show your support. Is that really what really continues to keep me going here? Oh man, Brandon Birch is gonna dive it down the inside from out of the camera view there. Nice pass, Brandon Birch, he gets up back to 4th place. We'll take a better view at this point. Yo, SSN drone camera shot. This is what I'll be doing here live at Cotton Bowl Speedway this Saturday night. Well, I say Brandon Birch, he sent it down the inside, but really what happened there was Josh Hunter completely blew the apex there out of turn number 18. He's going to have to regroup and rearm here. He's going to have to find some pace. Daniel Higgins continuing to run away with the overall race lead. Dr. Andrew Bound continuing to run away with the GT4 race lead. How about Miss Amethyst Reese here tonight? She's got some real nice pace. She's showing some very quick laps there in practice. Her last lap time, matter of fact, was a 146.35. That was her fastest lap of the race, and it was, I think it was, yeah, 0.2 of a second faster than Andrew Bounds last lap. We've seen this not once, not twice, but maybe even thrice within the West Coast Sim Racing Multi-Class League. Are we going to continue to see it here tonight? Amethyst Reese, she's going to have the long run speed here tonight. Driver 37 continuing to slowly close that gap to the race leader of GT4 class. All right, as the gaps continue to get a little long here tonight, before we do get our competition caution and bunch all these drivers right back up, get our drivers woved and waved all back around here, go ahead and enjoy the sights and sounds of Hockenheimring. Go ahead and crank it up. I'll be right back with you up here. Crank this back. We got a real good battle starting to brew up here between Brandon Birch and Josh Hunter, one of our Josh Hunter. He is one of our point leaders here. He's going to get deep into the braking zone, almost making contact with Brandon Birch's rear bumper here. These drivers continue to show the pace, the racecraft, and the speed here from Hockenheimring. And oh man, Brandon, he continues to run right where he started. Once again, Josh Hunter not really with the qualifying effort that he was looking for here after starting last place in the GT3 class. He continues to hound that rear bumper real quick. Something I do want to bring up. You'll have to excuse that this is the NASCAR graphic here. But look at this. This is real life. This comes from real life racing. This is also real life racing that we see within the sim world. Physics that cannot be beat as we continue to see Josh Hunter here. He's working with essentially 30% less downforce with these big old rear diffusers here underneath these GT3 machines. That is why I want to bring that graphic up here. It's something that's I try to convey time and time again, especially from these higher speed tracks like Hockenheimring. As you continue to close down on that car in front of you, you continue to work with less downforce, you continue to work with less grip within the front end of not only the GT3, but as well as if you're in a GT4 machine. Real quick, we'll hop on board with the Impulse Effect here battle. That's Adrian Gutierrez. Make sure you check his socials out there. That is Impulse Effect on Instagram and YouTube, both alike. I think he does some Twitch streaming as well. Adrian keeping up some real nice pace here tonight. He's running 1 spot gain somewhere from where he started. It may be 2 here relatively quickly as he is starting to hound that Apex Motor Club rear bumper of Jake Steckler right there in front. Adrian running the meant-to-be driven paint scheme here tonight. He is driving that up here to possibly top 4. Could it possibly even be the final driver interview spot after our competition caution in just 3 minutes time? Goodness gracious, the rate of speed at which the closing difference here between the different classes. I know it's Darren Colby giving some point buys, but man, these GT3s are quick. We've actually had a few pit stops here. That's why you've seen a shakeup for the race lead. This is all going to cycle back out and around this time by as now Nico Colby, Brandon Birch, and Josh Hunter find their way into pit lane. The thing that you don't want to see is what Warren Johnson finds his GT4 up on, and that's the invisible air jacks. Warren is opting to take for some tires here tonight that might be what you want to do in the GT4 class, but as far as the GT3 goes, that's why we're seeing there, well, really no cars go up on the invisible air jacks. That means that you have opted to take tires on your pit stop. That's a longer pit stop than just a quick splash and dash for some race fuel. All right, so things will start to cycle out here. Daniel Higgins looks like he'll cycle his way to the race lead. Nico Colby back to second place, I believe, where he was running. Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Jake Steckler, that looks all good and good to go there. So after, looks like, yeah, it'll be this lap here. It depends on where Daniel Higgins gets to on the racetrack, but I've been trained here from the league owners. Throw this caution 3 turns before, so that way that they are able, the leader here is really able to catch the pace car right down and out of pit lane, and we're able to shrink this competition caution up by 1 or 2 laps completely here. Coming to 20 seconds to go within the last 5 turns within the track. Looks like Daniel Higgins, he's going to continue to retain that gap, and also he has already made his pit stop as well. Nico Colby has, so is Josh Hunter. It just has to update on that graphic there. There you see Jake Steckler. He has also made his pit stop, so has Alexei. So all of these GT3 front runners. Alrighty, I'm sorry drivers here, but go ahead and back it down. Daniel Higgins going to lead us to the competition caution here tonight. Looks like it'll be Nico Kolbster. He works his way back up to P2 after starting 5th. How about Josh Hunter? Continues to slice and dice his way through the field here tonight. Will we see Josh Hunter steal one away from the West Coast Sim Racing League? My name is Sean Stam. You've joined in live on Stam Studio Network. We see you, Moonlight Dancer. We see you, Logan Stanley, as well as Terry Stam. Join us back here after a quick word from our sponsors and affiliates. Daniel Higgins, Nico Colby, Josh Hunter, top 3 GT3, Amethyst Reese, Joe Rainey, Lewis Holloway, top 3 GT4.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back here live to the old Hockenheimring. I have caught up live with league owner, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Warren Johnson. How are you doing here tonight on this really tough, treacherous, high-speed track, man?
I'm doing okay. This track is definitely technical. It suits. I feel like it suits these cars. I mean, it's an F1 track, so these kind of cars are good around here too. But it's very difficult. Definitely a challenge. But I'm seeing a lot of good racing from a lot of the other drivers.
Yeah, I mean, the lap times have been so close here tonight, as well as even the gaps here at a long. I mean, what, 2.816 turn track. What's really the biggest thing that you can take away here tonight, Warren?
I mean, we got to watch the tires, obviously, in the GT cars. You know how they are. So that's just how it is with the tires. So I'm like listening to people. But no, it's a good time. You just got to focus. You know, we don't have a lot of people today, so we're kind of just, I guess, I don't want to say goofing off, but we're just kind of not taking it as seriously, but we're cool.
Alrighty, real quick before I let you get going, let me double check here. Okay, we've actually had quite a few takers on pit lane, but we should be coming to, I believe, 1 lap to go this time by. Is that right?
Make it 2. I got to answer some of these guys' questions.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, Warren, I appreciate your time. I'll drag you up there back in the Apex Motor Club voice chat, and have a great rest of your race, man.
Thanks, Sean.
Appreciate you, man. Alrighty, real quick before I get live and back in the old YouTube land here, let me Alright, now we are at 2 laps to go till the old green flag. So, Moonlight, Terry, Melanie, we also have live the old YouTube. Melanie, you'll never guess who came knocking on the door here right before this broadcast started, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't answer the door because I obviously have a race to call here, but we'll have to see where that continues to go here. That's where my mind has basically been all race here. So it's a little bit of BS behind the Scene-a-roonies. But real quick before we get back to racer-roonies here, Daniel Higgins. I'll take you through the field. Daniel, he's also shown us once again that he can take some real-life stock car racing action there. Daniel, he has joined the Bump and Run Cup Series Racing League. Took it to Watkins Glen as well as Sonoma. He also runs the ovals as well, but when they do go to some road course racing action, Daniel Higgins, he looks like some SVG action there. Oh, we got a call from the league owner real quick. I dropped my headset. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right with you. Okay, sorry about that. We just had 2 more wave rounds here. So, we will get to some green flag racing in a few moments' time. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, we also have Leanne down there as well. Moonlight saying, glad he was introduced to the streams. Very entertaining to watch. Man, we got the whole fan club here tonight. This is gonna be a great rest of the race. As now I'll walk you through the starting grid to what will be the second half of this race. 21 minutes down. 19 minutes to go. Daniel Higgins continues to lead the race here. After running away with it early on, Nico Kolbster, Josh Hunter, Brandon Birch, Jake Steckler, Ali Xay, Adrian Gutierrez. That's Impulse Effect on all socials there. You can follow him for his gaming Twitch, and well as some other racing live streams as well. Pretty fun to watch. That makes the top 7 within the GT3 class. Lewis Holloway, Joe Rainey, Amethyst Reese, Andreas Profan, a Stam Studio Network affiliated driver here, Dynaco Shiny, number 95 machine. Makes up the top 4 in GT4. Dr. Andrew Bound, he will work his way, and man, after losing a lap, after kind of, I think, botched pit stop strategy there, Andrew Bound will fall back to 5th, so it'll be interesting to see if he works his way through the race pack. Same story as well as Warren Johnson. He had to take a quick wave around here, as well as did Darren Colby. which I'm still showing at least 1 lap down, so we'll have to see if things are a-okay there. But I bring that up for Andrew Bound and Warren Johnson because these drivers did have some pace here before that yellow flag came out. Now that they're all scrunched and bunched all back up to one another, excuse me, up back with one another here, that will be a really fun thing to watch here. So let's double check here in the old YouTube chat, make sure that we are all caught. Logan's saying up carrots, uh-oh. Yeah, now we need, oh man, I can't wait till I am back here and back out racing in the pack with these, not only the Mazda MX-5s, but GT3s and GT4s. Lately, Moonlight Dancer, man, as you've known, I have had to trade in, let's see here if everybody's caught up. Oh, we're gonna have to go one more, or will we? I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, I've had to trade in the steering wheel for the microphone here lately, but as well as for some race control as well. Let me see. That's Andrew Bound and Warren Johnson that are still trying to catch the pack here. So if it looks like it on the track map, we unfortunately might get 1 more lap to go till green flag racing. Man, was that a go? What are we doing? Go! It's all right. There's a little bit of a checkup here. I'm gonna get to 1 more. Maybe not. That's a long back straighter. Anyways, what was I saying there? Yeah, I can't wait to hop back here on the racetrack here, Moonlight Dancer, with all of these racers. I try to race every now and then, but with what broadcast just about every night here on SSN, it's some pretty tough work to do up here in the booth, and then not alone jump back behind the wheel of these racing machines. Man, oh man, those GT4s, you better catch up quick here. This is gonna get close. I feel bad. We gotta go at least. I'm sorry. I know that all the drivers aren't gonna be too happy here, but looking at the track map here, unless, let's see, is it gonna be close enough? Okay, it is. Okay, we're gonna go 1 to green. Drivers, if you got a copy, we're going 1. All right, everybody caught back up. Lights are back off on the race car here tonight, as Warren said. This a little, only 14 driver field here tonight, so we're gonna continue to work with some argy-bargy, not only on the racetrack, but up here in the booth as well as in the race comms as well. You're gonna see the iRacing safety pace car. He's gonna make that safe turn down into the pit lane. Daniel Higgin's going to be on the gas, and up through the gears we go once again into the tough, treacherous turn 1. Josh Hunter, he's continued to work his way up through the race pack here, up to 3rd place. Here comes Brandon Birch. Jake Steckler trying to join this battle as well. Lewis Holloway, Joe Rainey, Andreas Profana. These drivers starting to look side by side. Looks like Andreas will single it back out here for the final running position within the top 3 running driver interview spots. Unfortunately there for Jake Steckler, Apex Motor Club machine. No more cautions left in this race. Around he goes, as well as Andreas Profana. That Stam Studio Network Dynaco machine has seen better days. Real quick, before we take a look at the race replay, we're going to continue to see some nice racing action here, side by side for Lewis Holloway, driver out of Haiti, as well as Amethyst Reese. Nice move down the inside there. Amethyst back up to P2. She finds herself. But what about Joe Rainey, leader of GT4 class right now? Very nice start of the second half of this race for the Rainey Homes Racing Machine. Ollie Exay, Brandon Birch, we're continuing to go side by side. Brandon Birch is going to take away P3 for the moment here. 14 minutes left to go in the race. Here comes Josh Hunter. Adrian Gutierrez, Impulse Effect, starts to find his way up into the P6 running position, as Jake Steckler, unfortunately, had that little bit of spin, not a win earlier on within the race. Here we go. And oh boy, may this start to result in an incident here. Lewis Holloway, he's going to find himself within the slower end of this traffic here. GT3 versus GT4 action. Jake Steckler, he'll make his way around Lewis Holloway. Oh no, Brandon Birch as well as Josh Hunter are now diving into the pit lane. What has happened here? You hate that for both of these GT3 machines. Brandon Birch as well as Josh Hunter. Once again, into the pit stop excuse me. Oh no, once again, Jake Steckler down, out, and around. This time it was out of, I believe that was turn number 1 once again. Could that have been a drive-through penalty, as here we go, right in front of Brandon Birch. Was that spinning Jake Steckler down and around out of pit lane. That VehicleBuyers.com machine, Midnight Black. GT3 finds himself back up to the battle for the lead in GT4 class. Joe Rainey looking with a 0.84 second gap here, but here comes Andrew Bound. He's starting to slow, and whoa, that car down just enough here. Gets the grip into the braking zone here. Compromise a little bit of speed off corner exit, but doing so, he's going to continue to reel in Amethyst Reese here for the battle for P2 and GT4. Gonna hop on board with Andrew Bound here. Look at the braking zone differential here between P3 and P2. Andrew Bound continues to send it deep into the braking zones here tonight. About 11 and a half minutes to go till the checkered flag flies from Hockenheimring here tonight. Continues to, well, the battles in the GT3 have really started to dissipate, but as we look in the GT4 battles here, Joe Rainey continues to lead. Amethyst Reese starts to draw a bead, but Andrew Bound is coming with a head of steam. Real quick, enjoy a last crank it up here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Enjoy the sights and sounds of both these GT3 and GT4 machines. He can slowly crank this puppy back down, because with 9 minutes left to go in the race here, Joe Rainey, he's going to have to start to put his pedal to the metal here after Andrew Bound has worked his way from P5 in GT4 class, sliced and diced. Goes way back up to P2 here, now within 0.6 of a second over, within Joe Rainey here. Rainey Holmes Racing, his long back straightaway here, not really having any sort of slipstream or draft to work with here in front of him like Andrew Bound here does in front of him. Man, this is driver with 2,300 road course I rating going to try and catch here Joe Rainey, who has 2,000 road course I rating himself. If these drivers start to beat and bang bumpers here with just a little bit, sure, there's only 0.8 of a second separating these two. Look at Amethyst Reese, although sure, she's 5.4 seconds back. A little bit of beating, a little bit of banging, possibly trading some paint could result in Amethyst Reese slotting her way into stealing one away in the GT4 class. Warren Johnson, he looks a little loose there out of turn number 16, 17, and 18 as he tries to find and reel in Lewis Holloway for P4 in GT4 class. Speaking of GT4 class, though, Joe Rainey's lead, well, it was constant until now. Joe Rainey's off the pace, and, well, there goes Andrew Bound. What just happened with Joe Rainey? No, Joe, no. Here we go. Here's a replay of it. I think Joe started looking more of his rear view mirror than at the front windscreen here. Yep, Rainy Holmes Racing Machine's gonna try to mow some grass there. He's got to run wide. He didn't want to block that head of a steam that Dr. Andrew Bound came in there with that, what is that, a cherry blossom? Is that what that paint scheme's called? Anyways, regardless, 651, Andrew Bound up here at the race lead. Joe Rainey falls back to P2, but not out of, I know he's going to love this, not out of contention for the driver interview spots here tonight. Up in front of this battle, though, here we go, Brandon Birch and Jake Steckler, after both having to serve some sort of drive-through penalty earlier on in the race. Drivers continue to run nose to tail out here on track. Yeah, it's only 2 extra, okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. I just wanted to double check something real quick. So anyway, I didn't want to go there regarding the incidents because first of all, I'm not even sure if STK is even doing them right, first of all. But second, I don't even think that you can try to accumulate enough incidents here at Hockenheimring. There's really not too many off tracks that you can work with. I mean, we saw a spin once or twice earlier for Jake Steckler. But as I do believe that they pitted before that caution came out, and it wasn't even service done on the pit stop here. We got YouTube land popping off, 7 minutes to go. Forgive me as my knowledge is limited, but what is the difference between the GT3 and GT4? Not only weight difference there, as that is quite a big one there, Moonlight Dancer, but the power. The power and downforce levels, I think, are the biggest things that we got to keep in track here tonight. Ali Xay is going to start to reel in and hounds Nico Colby. You can listen to it as these cars hound our cameraman here as Nico goes for a little bit of a blink. Ali Xay has no clue where Nico Colby is. A little bit of a bump to his back bumper. I believe this is, I don't want to say the wrong number, but we're working with some pretty damn good horsepower up here in the GT3 series. I believe it's about 150, 200 horsepower less. This here, I'll give you a quick moment. This is on board with Mercedes AMG. And then now we're on board with the Mercedes AMG GT4. Take a listen at the difference. They're still loud, proud machines here, but even comparing to kind of put the nail on the coffin here, look at the lap time history. This is Brandon Birch, GT3 P6 driver, compared to GT4 GT4 class winner of Dr. Andrew Bound. Look at the pace difference, except for lap 14 and 13 there, because that was when pit stops were having to ensue. That's about 5 to 6.5, even pushing 7 seconds a lap. That's quite a bit of some speed differential between both classes here tonight. Continuing to run and put on a good show is up here between Nico Colby and Ali Xay. Nico's got his flashies on. He's continuing to spam them. I'm not sure why. Nico, he's disco balling, I guess that's why he's doing it here. Nico Colby compared to Ali Xay's lap times here, that is a lot of red, but Nico Colby gives the point there by there. Oh, did he though? No, not did he. It looks like it, but he's going to try to get the crossover move action happen here with 4 coming to 3.5 minutes left to go in the race. What a move, what a defense, and what an offensive move right back around to take it back around to Ali Xay for the P2 running spots here. Ali Xay, remember, if you guys and gals, race fans alike down there in YouTube land, remember that graphic I put on the screen earlier on in this race. The closer that Ali Xay gets to the rear bumper of Nico Colby out here in front, the less front downforce that he has available to him. That being said, there's a little bit less grip. There's a little bit, it's harder to drive here. I'll just go ahead and say about 30 seconds of trying to explain it. It's dramatically harder to drive here. You don't have that front grip, rear grip available to you down there out of both corner entry as well as corner exit, but you do have the slipstream, as well as Ali Xay has his pilot's license, and once again, front suspension going to work here tonight. Ali Xay tries to hound Nico Colby for P2. You know who's starting to hound, excuse me, there, oh man, I thought for some reason Daniel Higgins had an incident, but no, say it ain't so. Daniel Higgins continues to work with a 4.1 second gap. Here we go, 2.5 minutes left to go in this race. Final 3 minutes, yeah, there you go. Final 3 minutes, says Moonlight Dancer. Go, go, AliXA, go, saying Terry. We got El Mardia here saying, yeah, there you go. Go, AliXA, go. 1.7 second gap is AliXA. Man, he was in the slipstream range, but not anymore after botching that turn. Exit 4 apexes ago. About impulse effect here, ladies and gentlemen. How about him, Adrian Gutierrez? Meant to be driven. Number 9, Porsche 911 out of Mexico. He worked his way up to P4 after starting 6th place. This easier feat said to be done here after you got about 6 miles left to go until this race is just about official. That is about 34 turns if my math is most certainly math in here. Adrian Gutierrez just has to find his way down and across the white flag lap out here tonight, which is actually, I said 2 to 3 laps left. I stand corrected with Daniel Higgins coming across the start and finish line here. Lap times ranging in the 137 ranges. Barney the flagman will be waving the what do you call it? This is the surrender flag here tonight. Could be white flag out here. Last lap for both the GT3 and GT4 machines. AliXA starts to draw that bead once again on Nico Colby's rear bumper after sending it just a little too deep there, just into, I believe that was turn number 8 and 9. Real quick, backing up here, we'll check up here on Joe Rainey and Josh Hunter. This is a battle between classes here. You can start to see the speed differential once again. Josh Hunter saying thank you very much as he works his way around P2 in the GT4 class. We'll have to go back up to that P2 battle. Here we go. Once again, Nico Colby. He just has to make his way down and across the 13 more turns left within the track here. Does he have the speed? Does he have the pace? As well as that cosmetic damage to the rear end of this machine here. I don't think it's quite frankly diffuser damage, but it's definitely rear end damage here. Does that constitute just enough of a gap, just enough of a slowdown here for AliXA to make a final move here on youth athlete runner here for Nico Colby? 0.4 of a second separating him here now. AliXA continues to dive it deep and into the braking zone here. Remember, it's going to be deep and tougher to drive as he continues to close the gap on Nico Colby here. Checkered flag is out up here for Daniel Higgins. He's going to come away with a commanding, goodness gracious, 4.2 second gap. Looks like Nico Colby, he's going to hold him off there for a P2. Get the flashies out here tonight. Nico Colby, P2. Oh my God, Nico's dead. Nico's dead. He lands on all fours. He lands it. He's still alive, still alive. AliXA will take away P3 overall, as well as in the GT3 class. Adrian Gutierrez, Jake Steckler, Brandon Birch, Josh Hunter are rounding out our GT3 class. Here comes Andrew Bound here for the final time tonight to make this all official. It'll be a 1.9 second gap at the line here for Andrew Bound. He had to work his way up to the field after missing coming to the pits before that competition caution. Cherry Blossom Machine, 651. He's going to make it official here tonight. Checkered flag is out for Andrew Bound here. Congratulations, not only Daniel Higgins, Nico Colby, and AliXA podium finishers in GT3. Andrew Bound, he's going to lock away the victory here in GT4. How about Joe Rainey? He tried to hold him off. You gotta give it to the Rainey Holmes Racing Machine here. Driver 17, he'll bring it home across the checkered flag here tonight. He'll P2 in the GT4 class. Amethyst Reese, Warren Johnson, Lewis Holloway, Andres Profana, and Darren Colby rounding out our 14 driver field here tonight. Stick with us here, Sam Studio Network. What a race. I appreciate y'all joining in YouTube chat. Looks like Moonlight Dancer's going to come away with the old, the chat victory here tonight. Terry's going to come away with P2. Who gets P3 down there, YouTube chat? That'll be Jordan Dopke. Jordan, appreciate you all joining in here live on SSN. Take a quick look at our unofficial race results here, and then we'll take a word from one of our sponsors and affiliates, then bring you the live top 3 driver interviews for both classes. Daniel Higgins, Nico Colby, AliXA going to take away podium in GT3. Impulse Effect, how about it? Adrian Gutierrez so close for that final driver interview spot. He'll take 4th, Jake Steckler, Brandon Birch, Josh Hunter. And you see Andrew Bound take away GT4 race win here tonight. continue to grow his lead within the points within the GT4 class. I stand corrected. I don't think that we're separating the points within class in the multi-class series. I'll get right back here to that as Amethyst Reese, Warren Johnson, Lewis Holloway, Andres Brafana, and Darren Colby rounding out the 14-driver grid here tonight. Drivers, stick with me. I'll be in the driver interview room in just 1 second. Actually, yeah, you know, yeah, okay, I'll be right there in just 1 second. There's just one quick thing I have to do really quick.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back in Stam Studio Network, where I have caught up with race winner. How about it? How about it? Daniel Higgins, got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, walk us through it here tonight, man. 4.3 second commanding lead, commanding victory over even a Nico Colby. Nico showed some real good pace there also within the race. How about it, Daniel? Put your head down after both restarts. Come away with the checkered flag here tonight. Walk us through it, man. How'd you get it done?
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to try a different car, just to, you know, switch things up, and it worked out pretty well. I tried the Lambo and was running some really good times in practice, and I knew Ali Akse had some good pace too. We were pretty equal. I like to call him Alakazam, but we were, yeah, we were running pretty fast up there, and Nico was up there. I'm not sure what happened to Hunter, but I'll have to go back and watch. And yeah, I just tried to run clean laps up front and hope the guys behind me were battling, and it looks like that was happening. And this is not one of my favorite tracks, but it's one of my best tracks, if that makes sense. I run well here. I don't really like the layout, but it's a good track for me. And I knew I needed to win this one, and so I just gave it my all and came away with a win. And congrats to everyone else who podiumed.
And driver of the race, I think possibly even paint scheme of the race there. That is a mean green, gold and black machine on the Lamborghini. Daniel, congratulations once again on your win.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the paint scheme from Gran Turismo, the villain and the Lambo. So I had to steal that, and yeah, I liked it. It looked pretty good. And thank you to you for commentating. Thank you to Warren, and thank you to everyone racing. And yeah.
Hey, thank you to you, Daniel Higgins. That's a pretty good show here to watch tonight. 4.3 seconds coming across the start-finish line. Congrats once again, man. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
All righty, Nico Colby, how about it? How about it? Got yourself a copy, man?
Copy.
Oh boy, that was a lot of fun to watch. You and Ali Akse start to go side by side, nose to tail at it. What was going through the old noggin there, man?
Yeah, that was a pretty eventful race. That was fun. Daniel had the pace though. He was quick in that car, and it was just fun racing Alieske.
Thank you.
Well, Nico, it was a lot of fun to watch here. Yeah, there you hear the thank you of Ali Akse there, man. Goodness gracious, the speed, the racecraft, a little bit higher speeds here compared to the old Mazda MX-5 machines. But to kind of segue into the next question here, Nico, what is, I mean, as you continue to pass quite a few GT4s here tonight, were they moving chicanes, or were the GT4s able to carry enough speed that you could kind of work your way around them with it not quite impeding the GT3 battle?
Yeah. I don't think we had any encounterment with the GT4. I don't think we passed them since the safety car and the pits and all
Really?
that. I don't think so, but correct me if I'm wrong though.
No, okay, there were a few, but you're right. No, you're exactly right. We didn't end up making it through the whole pack or anything there. So good point there, Nico. Congrats on the second. Real quick, man. I know you got your shout outs, man. Who makes it possible for you?
You always. Broadcasts are amazing. Warren for putting on good league. Everyone that shows up to these races, and just mom, dad, and just everyone that watches too.
Right there with you, Nico. Thank you, man, and have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna continue to work it down, work it down. How about it, Ali XA? You got yourself a copy, man.
Yep, I'm here.
All right, gonna come away with the final GT3 driver interview here tonight. Walk us through it. What was it like trying to handle the only Mercedes AMG GT3? In a few of my other leagues, man, it's had quite a bit of pace. Looks like it here tonight as well.
Yeah, I love this car. I'm not very experienced in GT3, so I just stick with Mercedes and try to make it work for every track. That's my strategy. Yeah, first part was pretty calm, but then I got pit entry, penalty, 40 seconds, and I need to catch up. But that's what made it more fun. Like I had some battles with Nico, and it's pretty good pace, so I'm happy with the race overall. So, and my first podium in GT3, so.
I was about to say, man, congratulations on it. What was going through your mind as you continue to, like we hear even in some other classes, once you get right there behind, not only is it tougher to drive, tougher to handle, but you get there right on the back bumper. I mean, you just can't even see the corners at that point. Or is it like they're going nose to tail with the old Nico Goldie machine?
I mean, I had a good practice, so pretty confident, knew where to go, and it was just the pace is pretty high, and it was hard to pass Nico. He's quite experienced, obviously. So
Well,
I need to get better next time.
There you go. Before we let you get going, man, is there anybody who you'd like to shout out or makes it all possible for you to come out and race every Tuesday and Thursday night with us? I think some Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife first, who supports me and watches broadcasts. It's pretty fun to discuss it afterwards. And you, Sean, Warren, and everyone who races. It's a really fun league. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ali. You got the all priorities right there, and that's so fun to hear. That you and the missus have a great time watching, and have a great rest of your night there, Ali.
Thank you.
Congrats on your podium.
Alrighty. How about it? Dr. Andrew Bound's gonna come over with another race win in GT4 class. Andrew, got yourself a copy, man.
Happy to be here. It was a good race. Yeah, nice and casual. Kind of screwed myself going into the pits. I decided to pit early, but I probably should have practiced entering the pits in practice because I got a 40-second just unsafe pit entry thing. I cut across one or two lines just going in, which is dumb. But
No,
thankfully,
not the
competition.
blue line. No.
Yeah, so competition restart got me out in time. Thankfully, I got a wave around because as soon as I came out of the pits after serving the penalty, I was immediately stuck behind the pacer with the GT3s. That's why I think same thing happened with me and Warren. So wave around helped. That was a good clean race. Just kept it pretty casual. I was pushing really hard in practice. I think I kept 44.9 without draft. I don't know what I had in the race. I was just trying to keep it clean and not crash myself out because I always struggle with mental fatigue in the last 5 to 10 minutes of every race. Take myself out of it.
Well, I know that's something that you brought up here before, and if you can, walk us through what was going through your mind as you saw race leader Joe Rainey. He ran a little bit wide, and you said, well, thank you very much. You're going to keep your foot in it.
Yeah, I think Joe got a little pro tip from John Deere himself, cutting the grass out there. It was good. I wish we could have battled a little bit more just with other drivers, but it's a good race. Happy to get the championship points.
Well, that was a lot of fun to watch there. Is there anybody who you'd like to shout out here or thank here for allowing you to race every, goodness, frankly, what, Monday, some Wednesdays, and every Thursday night with us?
Yeah, Warren Johnson, thanks for always hosting a really good league. Sean, you as well for hosting an amazing broadcast. And so, all the guys showing up every week. It's always a good time.
I appreciate that, Andrew. That goes a long way there behind the scenes, and have a great rest of your night, man.
Take care.
We got him here. Oh, we do. Rainy Homes Racing, number 17. Joe, how about it? Got yourself a copy, man.
I am here. How are you?
Doing great, especially after watching you guys go side by side, nose to tail, all night here from Hockenheim. Joe, walk us through it. Was it a tough track? Was it a fun track? What was it like behind the wheel?
Well, it probably would have been a little easier if I would have practiced at all, but I literally showed up and qualify had already started. So my practice laps were in qualify. I got a little faster as the race went. Probably could have made it a little more close with Andrew if I'd have done a little more practice, but he just had more pace than all of us, so it was pretty simple. But yeah, no, it was a good race. I like Hockenheim personally. I just haven't ever. That was the first time I've driven a GT4 car there. So, but yeah, it was fun.
Man, oh man, shot out of a cannon there for first time with the pace. Joe, that was a lot of fun to watch there. You kept it up there for the battle for the lead. Real quick before we let you get going, other than Rainy Homes Racing, man, shouting out. I'll shout them out myself here. If there's, I think that's, yeah, Rainy Homes Racing up there in Arizona. I don't know. That's the best shout out I got.
Yeah.
Anybody else though?
Yeah, no, definitely for Stam Studios for the great commentary. And Warren for putting together this group and getting everybody to come race on Mondays and Thursdays. It's very well ran, and he does a great job. And Apex Motor Club as well for getting a lot of us together to do this. So
appreciate that, Joe, and can't wait till I'm out there up in the real life Apex Motor Club right with you and quite a few of these other drivers as well. Thanks, Joe. Have a great rest of your night.
okay, thanks, guys.
All right, two more to go here. Gonna start with the old top 3 in GT4. How about it, Amethyst Reese? Got yourself a copy.
Hello.
Hello, Amethyst. How are you doing on this wonderful race evening after taking away podium finish in GT4 class?
Oh, I am tired.
I'm back.
I was exhausting trying to keep up with Andrew and Joe.
Man, I feel you both physically and mentally after you try everything that you got there in the arsenal to keep up with them. But you were showing some pretty good pace here tonight from Hockenheimring. Were you liking the track? Is this one of your favorites, or kind of, is it new? Are you newer to it?
I'm used to it from other cars. I've never done GT4s here before, but I honestly don't really like the track that much. I don't think it's well suited to GT4. There's just too many like slow turns where the car just doesn't want to grip. But you know, I had good pace the first half, and then I got my own pit lane penalty for passing cars under the yellow, because apparently passing after pit entry is still a problem. So I got held in the pits, and that's why I came out after Joe and Lewis, and so just trying to catch back up. And then some of the GT3s got antsy and passed in a bad place to pass, and got in my own head, and next thing I know, I'm 6 seconds behind everybody.
Things will happen quick here from Hockenheimring, especially in multi-class racing. Real quick, Miss Reese, I appreciate you taking the time and joining us here in the live driver interview booth. Before we let you get going, who makes it all possible for you?
I'd like to thank my partner Ember, as always, and then definitely, as always, you for the broadcast. But everybody who watches on YouTube, I always love watching back after the race to see everything I missed. And thanks for Warren for organizing everything.
I appreciate that, Amethyst. Putting on a show here tonight, GT4 class. You're bringing home P3. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Speaking of Warren Johnson, we've caught up with league owner here after chatting with him in the competition caution. Warren, there, how about it? Got yourself a copy, man.
How we doing?
Doing great, doing great. Walk us through it, especially on that race restart. Things were looking, I mean, even on the original race start, man, things looked clean, green, and mean.
Yeah, it was fun. Definitely a difficult track. At one point I'm just like, there's no, I have no pace here. I'm just basically guessing. I'm just guessing every turn, really, just following the iRacing line. It's stupid, but I've been so busy this week. I've had no time to practice, no time to prepare. So, but that's okay. It was a difficult track, and that's good. You know, we can't have just a bunch of easy and fun tracks all the time. So, you know, it was a good race, and I was happy to see Alexei on the podium finally. That's it. I think that's his first podium. So, congrats to him. He's been improving. And then Amethyst on the podium. That's really good. Who else? Yeah, Daniel. Daniel took P1, right? Did he win GT3?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I was busy with a bunch of stuff. I couldn't even see it. Congrats to Daniel on that win. Andrew on his win, and that was that's really awesome to see. So, low participation. So, but I think it still turned out to be a good race. I don't think there's going to be any incidents or anything. At least to my knowledge, I didn't see anything crazy. So. But the track, it was fun. I thought it would be a little bit more fun on this track. I remember we did this track in the 86s last year, and everyone was like, "Oh, just do GT cars. There would be better." And I'm partial to the 86s, but I'm biased because I own one.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, but it was still fun. You know, it's great racing with everybody here. So. Nothing to complain about whatsoever, and good time.
Well, Warren, we appreciate you for all that you do here for the West Coast Sim Racing League, and man, keep up your hard work as well as real life work. We know you continue to go at it there. Keep it up, man. Long days, but continue to show some pace within the sim as well. Real quick before we let you get going, who would you like to thank, man?
Yourself, of course, for broadcasting, always being an awesome commentator. Good person, you know, more importantly, a good friend of ours. I think we'll hopefully can grow this friendship for a while, and you know, it'll be cool we're gonna meet up in Arizona with all the Apex dudes. That's gonna be a really good time. Thanks to them for always racing with us, and you know, bringing in people from their league, and you know, we try to help each other out. We're kind of like, you know, brother sister or sister leagues. It's really cool. I love racing with those guys. Thanks to everybody in the YouTube chat and all the viewers. Thanks for viewing. Everybody in our league that races with us every week. Again, it's not possible without you guys. We got a little close today with the low participation, but it still turned out just fine. So, I think that's it. Have a good rest of your night, Sean, and to all the viewers.
Appreciate you, Warren. You do the same, and man, took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you, everybody who's joined in tonight on SSN. Tell your neighbor, tell your kitty cat, tell your grandma here. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, Stam Studio Network. Trying to get anybody that you can to subscribe here over to us. Warren, thank you so much. Real quick, Daniel Higgins, congratulations on your race win for GT3. Man, oh man, 1 second here. That's Andrew Bound. Congratulations, GT4 race win. I'm going to catch my virtual flight home. Thank you, everybody who's joined in tonight in YouTube land. I'll catch you all Saturday for some Pass GT3 at Magello, and then I'll be live at Cotton Bowl Speedway. I'm going to go live, Stam Studio Network, for some live driver interviews. You'll think quite a few of you finally get to see what I look like there live from the old dirt track there out of Page, Texas. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your nights, and make sure you put that on your calendar. Can't wait to see you in the YouTube chats there Saturday nights, probably, I guess that's Saturday, about 2 or 3 p.m. your time if you're West Coast. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and take care.